Hello and welcome to the Kubernetes Contributor Planning Meeting for the Kubernetes Contributor Summit North America 2024, which will take place next week. Today is the 4th of November 2024. Please be advised that this meeting operates under the code of conduct of the Kubernetes community, which in short basically means be excellent to your fellow attendees and speakers. We are at the last week. I posted, thanks for reminding me to post this, because also Josh, you wanted to give your input on this. I posted the link to the attendee survey inside of the thread, but we can also post it inside of the doc. Please fill in notes or change or give remarks to this. What should be added, what should be removed, what should be changed. The other thing that I saw is that we have not a single sick call out form filled out. The only thing that has been filled out is mine, so that I made as a test. And I tested it, and I also extended the form that anyone from Lead's mailing list can access this. And I tested it by verifying it with a lead that does not have comms, not comms, but ContribX mailing list subscribed. I just saw the reminder that Kathleen sent out, but maybe we should ping in the leads channel again to say like, hey, this is your chance. Otherwise, we can also skip this and take the time for something else.
I did that as well this morning, pinging in the leads channel.
Beside this, thanks everyone for all of the help that you already have been doing for this contributor summit. And yeah, looking forward to see you all next week. Now, Brienne.
All right. I don't have too much, seeing as how this is our last meeting. The on-site walkthrough, I was able to schedule that for Sunday, November 10th at 3:30 p.m. So please, anybody that would like to join that, plan to meet me at the East registration. The doors might be locked, but I'll be there and I can let you in if they are. So just kind of plan to meet me there, and then I'll give you a walkthrough of both registration areas, as well as where our main spaces for KCS will be. So everybody will kind of get an idea of the layout and the route that attendees will be taking. And also just a reminder that registration will be closing on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So after that time, nobody will be able to go online and register. So I will do the final list either Thursday evening or first thing Friday morning and share that for any final approvals. And then everybody will get their confirmation emails and be all set to pick up their badges on Monday. That's everything for me.
So what about access for staff?
Yes, so I am meeting with our security team today. So I did mention it briefly last week, and I do think I will be able to, if I am there, able to get people back. So probably planning to meet again, 7:45 a.m. or whatever at East registration area. Whoever does need to come back there, and then I should be able to lead those people back.
Okay, cool. And I've got these stickers, which I was planning as bad stickers, but
Yeah.
we're going to actually put them on people until they can pick up their badges.
Okay. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, it just sounds like registration, I guess they won't be open. They're actually only opening Monday morning, just for KCS, and then later in the afternoon for other attendees. So they'll be opening.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my fear is that they're having, system problems and they're not able to actually issue badges until 8:15 or 8:20, which is fine for the attendees, but could be problematic for the staff.
Yeah, no, it should be okay. And like I said, we're actually the only ones in the building on Monday, so I'm not too worried about it. It should be pretty easy going. Not as crazy and hectic as normally would be with all of KubeCon.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question, Brienne. When you said that you will open for KCS and then reopen in the afternoon, because when I look at the schedule page for KubeCon, it basically says that it is going to be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. the whole day.
Yes, so they will be there the whole day.
Okay.
So they'll be
Okay.
there the whole day. But it's they'll still be kind of setting up still throughout the rest of the day.
Okay.
But
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
People will be able to get their badges, no problem for KCS.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
Josh, you are up next.
Yep. So I just put this. Hold on. Where's the window? There we are. I just put this in the notes, Brienne. Let me make sure I've got this right. So for the staff who are going to go in early, we should meet you at 7:45 a.m. at registration.
Yes, and let's plan to meet at East registration again, unless we decide on our walkthrough that South registration would be better. But let's just tentatively say East registration 7:45 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah, let's just stick to East because we're going to have people who are not going to be at the walkthrough for whatever reason, and then are going to need to know, so we won't really be able to change it. So I'll tell people East.
That works for me.
Okay. So for ops, we still have a few volunteer positions to fill in. We're more than 50% staffed, and I can consolidate a couple of positions. The main things that we actually need are there's 3 sessions that did not have room proctors, and we've got about 3 hours of time where we don't have a person stationed in the main lobby. Like unless, a person stationed in the other entrance was a bit aspirational. And so we're not going to worry about it if we can't staff it. But I'd like to have somebody in the main lobby all day. Because aside from dealing with any sort of badge problems or random wanderers or whatever, the other reason why we want somebody in the main lobby is people who are just confused and lost. If for anybody here on staff, if you have not already signed up for volunteer slots and you're not preoccupied with whatever your staff role is during the day of KCS, please look at filling those in. I will probably combine the runner and bell ringer positions, which for most hours, because those can easily be combined. And then we can actually have pretty much full staff for things, which means that our leads can be there just for if somebody doesn't show up, and we can automatically fill in.
Sounds good. I had something on my mind and I forgot. Yeah. Next up would be content.
Oh, actually, okay. One more question, Vimaro. In today's notes, can you relink to the opening presentation?
Yes, I can put
I've got in my program to add in any announcement items that we need. So
let me. It's somewhere in the drive. I will put it in a sec. All right. Next up is content. Is someone from content here? I only see Caslin's cat that is to want to take over content.
She would be great at it.
I think so as well. And which brings me to a silent handover to Caslin for comms.
Alrighty. Welcome to Comms with Caslin, not so silent. I wanted to call out that the comms team for this event has now created and either sent or just about scheduled 47 different comms messages, and that's only counting the templates for the acceptance and rejection emails. So we've sent far more than that. So big thank you to the team for comms this time. We had 5 shadows as well as myself, and if we did not have so many people, we would not have been able to make this many comms. So thank you, team. Moving on. So there are 3 messages that are scheduled to go out today, 2 of which have already gone out. An unconference reminder went out this morning, as well as a SIG callouts reminder only to the leads list. There's also a final registration reminder that is scheduled to go out this afternoon. Aside from that, we're going to, there's only one important comms left on the list, which is the pre-event know before you go. So we'll try to send that out on Thursday, which is the last day for registration. So we'll try to get it sent out a few hours before registration closes, at least. So that is in draft. It's a bit of a messy draft right now, but if you are interested in it, please do go ahead over there and check it out. If there's anything you want to make sure is included, feel free to just draft something up there. We'll clean it all up later. And then the other message that we have on our list is the post-event survey, which I drafted this morning, and I think it's ready to go because Mario gave me the link for the survey. So we should be good to go there.
Josh wanted to also take a look onto this. So Josh, whenever you have time this week, please also have a look on this. I put it into the doc. Yeah, I put it in.
Yeah, I'm actually a lot less concerned about the survey. If anything, I'm wondering if we should just shorten the survey, since we're not going to have another KCS in this format.
What I basically put in, and there I'm just, yeah, because I take over the one of the chair roles for the maintainer summit. I had put the question in what people are wishing for the maintainer summit, so that they can basically put in also requests or things that they are afraid of or something like this.
Okay.
Because the earlier we can address this, the better it is. Thanks, Caslin. Any requests to comms?
Yes, a huge question. Favor, I don't know. I have about 25 accounts of awardees that have mentioned their nicknames on Mastodon and Twitter and other stuff. And the idea, at least in the past, we used to mention each account individually, like, hey, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And I need to do 25 messages, I guess, commits to the list. I will need help. I will need help with that from Caslin or from anyone. Yes, how to draft those messages, and what do we say, basically. So, and
sounds good.
I think they will all should go at the same time on Monday evening next week when we announce our release, or at least, yeah, probably Monday evening after this, after the closing. Yay.
All right. We'll discuss it on Slack. We can figure things out. You can always draft things in like a spreadsheet, and I can help you get them put into the correct platforms.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Another thing that I added on here was we should probably do some more meet and greet comms, which we'll talk more about in the meet and greet section. And I wanted to mention that I nominate Sandeep and Arvind as future leads for Summit comms. Even changing to Maintainer Summit, we will still need community comms about these events. So should we have a lead for that, which I think we will, or we should, Sandeep and Arvind have done a great job and would be ready to take that on if they want to.
+1.
That's what I've got.
Great. Then next up is social with Xander.
Yeah, things are going good on our end. I've received our puzzles, our evening activity that's been delivered to my house. And the website has been updated with, I believe, all relevant info at this point. Once again, if anyone does see anything that they think is missing from the contributor site, please let me know, and I will get that updated ASAP before the event. I haven't received or seen any communication about any guest requests yet, but as those start to come in, if we get any, I will take note of those and have a list ready to go for the evening. Aside from that, I think we're all set for the social.
The only question that I have for social is if enough people basically had said they want to help for the door for the social.
Yeah, that is a good question. I do think we probably could use a little bit more support there. I think if we could have one more person kind of step in for that, I really only think we need door support for the first probably, window of that. And I would say, I don't think we need door support beyond the first, 45 minutes of the event. And we have 2 people, Mario, yourself, and Drew, that said that they could help with the door. And I think if we have 3 people, we can kind of have, you trade off for the first 45 minutes. And that way, no one person has to, miss a ton of social time by hanging at the door. I saw Ray, he dropped in the chat, so thank you. That would be amazing. I think between 3 people trading off for the first 45 minutes, I think we will be well covered. Yeah.
I think so as well.
Yeah. Can you link to the sign-up sheet in the notes?
Yeah, let me see here. I don't know if we have an actual sign-up sheet. There was an email that went out, and I believe only Mario responded to that.
Okay.
I tried to create an actual sign-up sheet on the Google Doc on the sheet, but I don't know if I had permissions to do that. I'll get back to you later today once I have an actual shift sheet. Yeah.
Okay, great. Next up is registration updates with Sriram.
Yeah. Hey, folks. Yeah, the only major update that we have is that registrations close on Thursday. So if any of you still have not registered, please make sure that you do, and especially like staff. Everybody, please make sure that you register. And yeah, we are at 185 registrations now, as Brian had put in the channel last day. And yeah, if there are any questions, we can take them up now. Savita is also here in the call.
Yeah, please double check if you yourself are on the list.
Yep. Yeah, that's all from registrations. So hope you all have like a great event tomorrow, like next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
See you at another summit. Next up would be KCS meet and greet.
I put in a few notes here. We should probably schedule some more general public comms, which I think we're working on getting set up. We had that working session on Friday where we worked on KubeCon social comms. So probably make sure that there's some meet and greet stuff in there. I said need to check over the issue, but Ray did a great job of that, which he'll go over in a second. And we also need to send some more comms to leads about the issue, specifically to the ones that Ray has highlighted here. Ray, would you like to go over the list?
Yeah, so we've had a good number of responses and replies from contributors to represent the respective SIGs or working groups. We did highlight 3 SIGs and 1 working group that has no representation yet as of today. So we could reach out with those comms to get those seats of representations filled for those SIGs.
I can basically ping someone from release because I know that someone that is there and put himself in volunteering, so he can also stuff.
Oh, and a reminder, this is Thursday at lunch, I believe. It is on the KubeCon schedule. So if you go to the schedule and look for Kubernetes meet and greet, you'll find it.
Yeah. All right. Anything? Yeah. Next up is anything else for meet and greet? If not, the next thing would be awards. Is there anything additional to the announcement?
Yes, I have a question for Brian. Basically, I've got 38 awardees and I've got 32 addresses. I'm still waiting for response for 6 more people. I just sent a reminder to 6 of them. Hopefully we'll get something today, tomorrow. Do we want to do it in one single batch? That means we have to wait some time till, I don't know, till this end of this week. Or do we want to do it in 2 batches and send over data now, and people who didn't submit their addresses will get their certificates later on, end of November, I don't know.
It's probably better to send it all as one batch, just so they don't get confused or miss anything.
Okay.
That's how we've done it in the past. And that way everything will just ship out all at the same.
Okay, then I will wait for another few days and then I'll send you over everything in one single batch.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Great. Thanks. For the swag, I hope it will arrive in time.
Yes, our attendee shirts have already been delivered, and the attendee gifts are actually out for delivery today.
Ah, nice. Great.
Okay, and staff hats?
Yes, those are the attendee gifts are the hats. Or I'm sorry, the staff gifts are the hats. There we go.
Okay, got it.
Great. By the way, what's the weather forecast for Salt Lake City next week?
Cold.
Cold.
Ah. Snow? I hope for snow. I was promised snow.
It looks very possible.
That's good.
Yeah.
It is
all right.
possible. I saw the forecast today, and it looks like it's going to be in the 20s to 30s. So it might snow. You might get your wish.
Great. All right. Then we have anything else? Caslin Road Veterans Day announcement. Actually, yes, we have a paragraph that Chris Short wrote, and I forwarded it to Jean. Jean will also basically adopt it, that it fits his type of speech, obviously, because he is going to deliver the note. Because I, for various reasons, don't want to deliver the note, as I feel not appropriate to do this because of country background and so on and so on.
Sounds good. Wanted to make sure that we had something. I know Chris was asking if he needed any help, so sounds like you got it.
Yeah. Beside this, there was from Nabarun the registration call-out announcement for KubeCon India Maintainer Summit. I think this basically leads to the topic that we generally should touch on about is how do we handle maintainer summit from a project perspective.
Also, I need to drop early, just forewarning.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Can I bring up one small thing about the KCS before we get on the maintainer summit?
Yes.
Okay. Day of communications for the team. Because you said something about using I don't know, Telegram or Signal.
I think we used Signal in Paris. We used Signal. That's why I repeated
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have the volunteers on Slack because, and I'll put all the staff on there as well, just because on a private channel.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have phone numbers for everybody.
Yeah.
And adding everybody to Signal is painful. Because they all have to acknowledge and everything else.
I'm also fine with Slack. It just came up in in Paris because most of the leads already were on Signal, and for whatever reason we had most of the phone numbers or accounts in Signal.
Well, I'm thinking of doubling up. Like let's create a Signal group for all the leads.
Yeah.
As well as putting absolutely everybody on a private Slack channel.
Yeah. By the way,
and that way, if Slack isn't working for some reason, we still have a way to communicate.
Yeah. By the way, I plus want the request, but I don't know. I mean, it's probably Slack admins that we need to approach with this to make them aware, because we need this Slack channel rather sooner than later. All right. So we need to also to ping Slack admins to review the request and create a channel.
A private channel or public channel?
The private channel.
Yeah, I'm going to create the private channel today.
So you have admin rights. That's fine.
Yeah, I have admin rights. No, I just put it there because as an admin, if I'm going to be creating a new private channel, I need the other admins to know about it.
Yeah. Okay, then that's fine. Then we don't need to. Then basically just ping yourself, Josh.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, great.
Josh, you're going to do it through the automation or manually? I'm just wondering where it is the automation will override.
Private channels are done manually.
Okay. Awesome.
And the reason why we're super cautious about this is that private channels are kind of a problem for Slack administration.
Yeah.
Because once they're created, we can't ever find them again.
Yeah.
And so if you get pushback from our admins on private channels, that's why. And that's why even though I'm an admin, I have to file a ticket and get another admin to approve it for that reason. So.
Yeah. So regarding the other topic, so what I would say is that we put in a note also in the slide deck, but we also send it out via comms. And via comms, we basically would use the normal sub-projects in Control X comms, because there we have access to the mailing list, the social media accounts, so that they can basically amplify the registrations for this. Go ahead.
No, complete. I'll go on after.
Then we need to figure out how we manage this in the future for the maintainer summit, because we probably should have more comms in place than just hey, there's a maintainer summit happening in KubeCon India, please register here.
Yeah, so just to give some context on this, so we were just on a call, like Priyanka and I, were in call with the CNCF events team and the projects team earlier, like few hours back, and we were talking about like how are we doing outreach. So they did send some like communications through the monthly newsletters which go out to the CNCF maintainers mailing list, but that doesn't have like much uptick. So what we decided is post KubeCon, right after the KubeCon week, there is going to be an email sent out to maintainers, and I will, because I am also on that list, I'll basically expose that specific email to dev as well, calling out anyone who is attending KubeCon India and who is satisfying the criteria to also register. So that's something that we are going to do, and I agree with you. Over there, we can leverage all the SIG Contribex comms channels to actually amplify that message. So that we can do post KubeCon. So what we were wondering is for KCS, we can, if possible, just add one slide into the deck asking like, hey, if anyone in the room is going to be at KubeCon India, please do register, just as a call out, and we can show. So I can help you with the slide if you want to, like if you have the deck, like, and you can tell me like where do you want to talk about it. I can put some content.
I will put it in the chat here, and I will also, because of the request from Josh, put it into the opening slides. Yeah, it's in the doc as well. So in the meeting minutes, please feel free to add stuff.
Sure. I'll just add a slide. Feel free to like reorganize based on however you want to let the content flow.
One thing that came also to my mind is that, I mean, it's fairly close to the maintainer summit in India because it's so packed together. But you could basically also have a look at this document. I put it also in the chat. This is basically the comms document that were all of the comms for the KCS. And maybe you can just find something that would be interesting for you that you also want to send out. And I would say that interims wise, SIG Contribex comms just take over sending of those comms, so that you can basically also set up reminders. Maybe it also will be feasible because we do some social covering, so some social media covering for KubeCon, that we do something similar than for KubeCon India, at least to some degree. There is a planning doc for this. Give me a second.
Do we have people from Contribex Comms who will be there at KubeCon India? I know that Sandeep and Arvind are going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, is there anyone else?
Kaslin and me. Not
You're
in
going
India,
to
but
India?
no, not in India. But yeah, Sandeep
Okay.
and Arvind should be there, and yeah, we can basically ask around in comms who will be also on site and can help with this.
Yeah, this is a nice idea, by the way. If we can create a pipeline of things that we can tweet or send out through our social media channels during KubeCon India. I mean, I can help with that as well after KubeCon, like if anyone wants to brainstorm. I know that we are very limited on people who will be attending. So
there is, give me just a minute because it's I put it in the comms channel. There is this document that you might want to have a look at. This is basically our planning document for social media coverage for KubeCon North America. And I would basically then go ahead, or the next step would be after we finish North America, because it's the work in progress, that we basically copy the tab. As you can see, most of For every KubeCon, there's a tab below, and then we can copy it for KubeCon India, and then we can basically fill it in, and it more or less already has a process in place. So you have like someone that writes the posts, someone that can also put it into Buffer or for approving the posts, and also then you have a review tab so that each of the posts have been reviewed beforehand. Sandeep, you have your hand up.
Yeah, just to add to what Mario said, so I think once you fill up this Excel sheet, then just put a note in the comms channel. So once you put a note in the comms channel, then someone will be able to help mostly Arpit takes care of this. So this tweet will be scheduled in Buffer, and in Buffer usually Kathleen or Chris has to approve. So they will again review it in the Buffer, and then once they approve it in the Buffer, then it will go out at the scheduled time.
I think I also have approval rights at least for all contributor facing comms in Buffer, so I can also help there. Yeah, but that's basically the idea, Navarone, that we just recycle this for KubeCon India. I already made a tab for KubeCon India, and then we can basically immediately fill it after next week.
Amazing. I came with one ask. I got 5 solutions. Thank you.
All right. Any other topic? Again, thanks everyone for all of the tremendous work that you did for the preparation of KubeCon North America 2020 Contributor Summit, KubeCon North America 2024. I'm really looking forward to see most of you next week. Anyone else we just see at another event. Have safe travels. Arrive safely in Utah, and thanks again. All right, then let me stop the recording.